Here are 3 things we could potentially get in 2025 for LEGO Minecraft. So let's go. First up, let's talk about the Nether Fortress. Now we have actually got a Nether Fortress before, like we have with the Pillager Outpost, and this one was a lot better than the Pillager Outpost did look. It was quite a while ago, but it looked quite nice. It was done really well, it had a nice ghast minifigure, it had blazes, it had the full fortress and everything like that. But there was one thing that was a bit of a problem with it. We have the old minifigures. It's very hard to get a hand on now because of just how old it is and how it didn't sell as well. So, well, I think they need to update it. They could update it in many ways. Like I said with the Woodland Mansion, they could make it in different sets with different sections and connect them together. That would be really good as well. Even if it's in smaller sets, I'd still accept that. And also, we can get so many more minifigures now because we have new parts and stuff. We have new minifigures and new characters in general, such as the Hoglins or the Piglins, which we didn't have in the old one. And in that, we could also get an updated zombie Piglin, which we don't have yet. So that would be a set that has the potential to bring in new stuff as well as updating old things. And also, this would be really cool because, well, it would be a combination of all the stuff we've got all together. They could quite easily make it a combination with stuff like a bit of Warped Forest, a bit of Crimson Forest, and different things like that. With all the minifigures they've brought into the Nether so far, they can make it a much larger set if they wanted to, but it would be really good. One thing they could do it similarly to is the Endship Battle or the Endship and Ender Dragon, where they could just feature a small part of the Nether Fortress and add a boss thing kind of thing. So they could add the Wither, say, even though that doesn't really come with the Nether Fortress. They could add a Ghast, update that, make it better. That's always an option. Blazes, all those sort of things. They could do any of that, have the blaze spawner and everything. So an updated one would be really cool, and doing something similar to the Endship Battle would not be too bad of an idea. It doesn't have to be too big, but it can have all the minifigures you need in one set, and it just adds to the Nether collection, which is quite a small collection at the moment, although not as small as the End collection, because that's really small. So yeah, that would be a really good idea for LEGO. They could do it in different parts, they could add different minifigures, and add old ones, and update old ones, such as the Zombie Piglin, which I talked about before. They could update the Baby Hoglin, which they haven't done yet, although they have updated the other one, and it looks so much better, so that would be another thing they could do. So there's a lot of possibilities with this that just could be explored in 2025 or 2026, whatever they want to do, but I think it would work really well, it would look really good, and work really well with the kind of selection we have at the moment. Also going with the trends of 2024, bringing back old things. This would be really cool. I've even got comments saying that they should bring back the Nether Fortress, because it's a great set, it's got some really cool stuff inside, it's a really cool natural structure. And next up, let's look at the Trial Chambers. Now the Trial Chambers have some really cool things in, and lots of new things as well, such as new mobs, new items, and new things, new blocks and everything. So it'd be a great opportunity for LEGO to take. So let's talk about it. First up, new minifigures. First of all, you have the Breeze, which is a completely new mob for this thing, this whole natural structure. And this one probably might take a bit longer to be made because, well, it looks like it's a pretty difficult one to make in LEGO because of the way it's designed, with a lot of things around it and things like that. So, you know, that'll be a bit more difficult for LEGO to do. Maybe might take a bit longer. But another thing that is pretty similar to other minifigures is the Bogged. Now, this minifigure looks very similar to the likes of the Skeleton or the Stray, which are both already in LEGO Minecraft, so all they need to do is kind of remaster it a bit, and also use a similar cloak system to this Stray. So yeah, that could be pretty easy for LEGO to do, and looks quite realistic for them to do in the near future. Alongside that, we have things like the Breeze Rod, which is really easy, just a light blue pole thing, just a really short one. It's as easy as that for them to do. And a really cool item being the Mace, which would look really cool in LEGO as well, I think, with some great things like that in this Trial Chambers. I don't see the reason why LEGO shouldn't do it. The mace looks really awesome, and I think I could see how they'd make it in LEGO Minecraft. Seeing as they've done all the other tools, like the pickaxe, they all make them like a 2D style thing. They could probably quite easily do that with the mace as well, for the trial chambers. And as well as that, you also have the things like the trial keys, the vaults, the ominous vault, the ominous vault keys. There are so many different items and blocks to do as well. As well as that, you also have the trial spawner, so that's also really cool. There are so many new things in this. The vaults, they could quite easily make them slightly larger than life, or they could just use a block even and make little key things depending on how small they're planning to make them, or if they do make them in the first place. The trial spawner would look a bit larger than it does in the game, since they have done other spawners before, such as the spider spawner, the zombie spawner, in things like older sets. So yes, they have done spawners before. The trial spawner just has a few different things on it. And overall, the trial chambers look really cool with lots of different rooms and different things that they could build. They could do it in several different sets, and it could even make more revenue using the different sets, making more profit. Or they could make one large set containing lots of rooms and hallways from the trial chambers, depending on how they feel. The more likely option is smaller sets because, well, to be honest, they do not make very big sets in LEGO Minecraft, let's be honest. But yes, obviously there are so many opportunities with the trial chambers, with loads of different mobs like the bogged and the breeze. There's so much to do, so many new items like the mace or the trial keys and everything like that. There is just a lot to do with the trial chambers that LEGO still hasn't done, but they've not had much time to do it, so I trust that they can. When we think about it, back in 2023 we did get the Warden pretty quickly with the Deep Dark, and they did it pretty well. Although some of the minifigures seemed a tad bit rushed, we might find that with the trial chambers if they decide to make it next year. And finally, the Woodland Mansion. Now the Woodland Mansion is one that we haven't got whatsoever. We may have got a few different minifigures that may be related to it, but we haven't got a direct set to it. So let's talk about what we could see in this set, or what this set could potentially be in LEGO Minecraft 2025. So, the Woodland Mansion in Minecraft is a massive structure. It has several rooms, and when you find one, you're a pretty lucky person. Also, it has lots of different mobs and stuff, as long as a lot of loot and things like that. So it's a pretty prominent structure in the Minecraft game. Now, some of the minifigures that we haven't got from it are the Evoker and the Vex. Now, the Evoker is basically like a villager just printed over. They could quite easily make it. Use the same body piece, use the same headpiece as the Pillager. Bam, you've got an Evoker. It wouldn't be that difficult. All you've got to do is change the printing on the torso, and that's it. The Vex, on the other hand, might be a little bit more difficult. But seeing as they made the Alley back in 2023, I have a feeling they could quite easily make that as well. All it takes is a smaller headpiece, just like the Alley, and then you could just add some wings, a bit like the Alley as well. Or they could use the baby zombie torso and the baby zombie head, and print those over, and then make a little special wing piece for it. I think it would work perfectly. It depends how they feel they should do it, but you know what, we're going to have to see if they even make it in the first place. Now, how could this set be made? The Woodland Mansion, of course, is a massive structure, so they obviously wouldn't make it in one massive set, unless they did it Microworld style. But what they could do is split it between several different sets. We could get singular rooms, because there are distinctive rooms in the Woodland Mansion, and each of those could connect up. This could be over several years, or have a couple of them in one wave, or just one or two altogether. We'd still be happy since we got the minifigures we wanted and things like that. Also, when it comes to the Evoker, they do have the really cool feature of how they attack with those like crocodile mouth things. They could try and make a play feature like that. It'd be extremely difficult and I wouldn't expect it, but it would be an awesome play feature for a Woodland Mansion set. Well, a minifigure that we have got from the Woodland Mansion is the Vindicator. We got this with the Pillager Outpost and the Illager Raid. There were lots of different places where we've seen the Vindicator, but you know what, the Evoker is a very important thing, and it's been out for a long time, and seen as in 2024 they did the End Ship Battle, they could quite easily bring the Evoker in 2025. But I need to know your opinions. What do you think they could do with the Woodland Mansion set? Do you think it'll ever be made? Tell me in the comments below. I'd really like to know your opinion. So that was why I think we should get a Woodland Mansion, how that we could get it, and if we might. I think the possibility is 50-50. We'll have to see where LEGO Minecraft goes. So those were 3 things we could potentially get in LEGO Minecraft for 2025. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe up there. There is another down there. Really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.